of all, I think, one of the optimistic bits, just coming back to the pessimism, optimism, is that we're actually living through a semi-Marshall moment period in Europe. There's a massive recovery package. And that recovery package, for the first time, is not conditional on countries cutting their deficits, the kind of old Troika line. It's actually conditional on making investments around climate, so climate change focused policies, but also digitalization and health. And so this is interesting because this is a different type of conditionality. This is kind of like public to public, not just public and private. And I think the way to really complement that would be, again, to bring it back to what do we actually mean by ecosystem and partnership in this battle within Europe. And this issue about share buybacks, I think it's the kind of more umbrella issue is value extraction. So there's many companies that are extracting value, not necessarily creating it, using, for example, tax havens to dodge their tax bill, which of course then gets used for public health, public education, public transport. So they're really, it's sort of a crime in some ways to humanity. And so it was interesting that in Denmark, again, they introduced just very recently some, again, conditions that those companies using tax havens will not be eligible for different types of COVID-related buybacks. And Elizabeth Warren in the US put forward exactly what Jim was talking about, which is that it should also be conditional on reinvesting your profits, not extracting them, so limiting, if not banning, share buybacks. But if you look at how many share buybacks, how much share buybacks has kind of gone up exponentially in the last decade, it's crazy. So $4 trillion worth have been used for share buybacks from the Fortune 500 companies. Many of these companies are in the energy sector and the pharmaceutical sector. And when you ask them, why are you doing it? They say, oh, there's no opportunities for investment. Okay. So it's exactly the opportunities that I think we're debating right here, right now.
A brief pause before we talk about some of the other solutions. Don't forget, though, to join the